Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Welcome everyone around the herd. Oh, shit's tweaking. Welcome around the herd.
Welcome back.
Episode, what is this? Episode 4? Recording on
Episode
an off
4.
day. Nothing better. I meant to put in headphones. I'm gonna do that real quick. I think I should sound better this way, but I don't really know.
I think you sound then. Sounds good
Yeah,
to
they're
me.
in now. They're in now.
All right.
We're
Welcome
getting we're getting
back.
official. We got to get those official mics.
Yeah, that's how you know you have a podcast.
It's amazing.
On a
All
Tuesday.
right. So yeah, we got episode 4. Super exciting. We did some numbies online. I think you're Actually, on Instagram, I think the most viewed one was the start bench cut of the pack or the Jets quarterbacks.
Wow.
Did absolute numbers,
Let's
and
go.
then I don't know how I have no idea how to check how many like views or anything our actual long form shit is. But yeah, other than TikTok didn't do that great numbers. Dorsky's prediction of the final score, we got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, that was huge.
38-24.
That's like the big break this podcast needed.
It was. We almost went viral. There you go. Bears are upsetting the Chiefs. Yeah, 38-24. Should we start NFL, start college? Are we doing a weekend review? I'm just
Let's
so
do
excited to talk about
some
next
review.
week.
Do you want to talk?
I
I feel like we should wait for Ski to talk about next week.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's start college football.
Yeah, let's do.
I have a very big take that I want to get off my chest.
All right.
Colorado State, Colorado. Jay Norvell, coach of Colorado State, says something about Dion wearing sunglasses and wearing a hat. Gets the
Yep.
whole world media up in arms. Dion's handing out sunglasses everywhere. Dion has a sunglass company.
You think it's insider
It's full
trading?
promotion. I think Jay Norvell's in on the company.
I think it's insider trading.
I think
Wow.
Jay Norvell has some ownership in Dion sunglasses and was like, they were talking about it. Dion's a genius marketer. And he's like, this is how we're going to do it. Like, Jay Norvell's just got to take the hit and he's going to make millions.
That's a big brain take right there.
It's a big brain take, but like Dion could sell that to him, be like, you're going to get so much money, you can use that to start recruiting to Colorado State.
Or he's like, listen, take all these shares of this company and then say this at the podium.
I just think no one's talking about it, and I think that could be the case. We need some NCAA what's that like committee they have to like give out punishments?
I don't know. All I hear with NCAA is bylaws. This is the bylaws.
Yeah, it's got to break some sort of bylaws. We need the rules committee to kind of look into it, the no fun committee to look
Yeah, the
into it and
rules
see if we
committee.
can find something.
Check the bylaws, see if they can if there's specific insider trading laws in there.
Yeah, if we could start with that game considering with double overtime or double
Yeah,
overtime, single overtime. I hand up fell
double
asleep fully at halftime.
dude.
So
That was gonna be my first take. Having a Pac-12 good team is not good for America. I'm sorry. You can't start the game. The game took forever too. It was halftime at like 11. The game ended at
absurd.
like 1:30 Central Time. It,
I respect Colorado State putting up a fight though, and they made it chippy. That might be what you have to do.
I mean, uh, the hit on Travis Hunter that sucked. I want to see Travis Hunter play against Oregon and USC, but that's not going to happen. Uh, but yeah, I mean, Colorado State looks like they got some dogs. Their wide receiver went
Should we
nuts.
uh should we take a stance on the safety that hit Travis Hunter? Do we think he
Yeah,
deserves death threats, or do we think he doesn't?
I
I think
saw
I'm on the side that he doesn't deserve death threats, but that was pretty egregious.
it was bullshit. But I saw Dion said that Travis forgives him, Dion forgives him, and the team forgives him. So I think that we should come out and say that we forgive. We
We'll
forgive.
get out. We'll get out in front of this as a podcast.
Yeah,
We still have that Kobe tribute in our back pocket though if we ever fuck up. So
exactly. That's true. So We forgive the safety for Colorado State, so just so he knows that we forgive him, and just so it's out there that we forgive him. So,
Yep, us and our three listeners are going to be super
hmm
impactful. If he's one of
exactly,
them, we never. He could be.
he
We need
could
a
be.
name for our listeners too.
Uh, that's gonna take some thinking.
The listeners will come up with it in the comments section.
Yeah, it'd be now.
It's amazing. Oh, also, big idea for the podcast. You know how everyone has like quarterbacks on?
What?
You know how like everyone has quarterbacks on their podcast like a week after? Like on like the Monday show, like Colin Cowherd would bring on Joe Burrow or
Oh, like Pat
Pat
McAfee?
McAfee brings
Okay.
on Rodgers. Far down the line, we should get like a third string quarterback. Or like a quarterback that's like the safety option now, like the Brock Purdy rule, where they could be the third guy on the
The
roster and not
emergency
count.
QB.
We need the emergency QB as like a
Listen,
regular podcast guy.
there's an emergency QB in the NFL right now who wants my high school. Maybe I could reach out and get some
Is AOC an emergency QB?
emergency QB. He was week one because I saw like Jimmy Garoppolo like got hurt on like one of the drives, and then Brian Hoyer came in, and then they mentioned it's like, yeah, here comes Brian Hoyer, the backup, and it's like Aiden O'Connell's the emergency quarterback, but only if the other two get injured.
How does AOC not go in and when Garoppolo gets hurt? Like what do we got with Brian Hoyer?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, but maybe we can get AOC in the podcast to tell us what's going on there.
Yeah, we need AOC. Um, South Carolina, Georgia. South Carolina put up a scare. I flipped to it at halftime and saw they were winning, and I was like,
They
"Holy shit!"
win.
I didn't even think to look at that game.
No, it was an interesting game. South Carolina's defense kind of stepped up. Georgia turned it on in the second half. Just went like I don't know, like on a 28-0 run. But nobody's looking that strong this year. Georgia is like the pinnacle of college football, and they struggled against a bad South Carolina team.
Florida State struggled as well versus Boston
Yeah, Florida
College.
State struggled. Michigan was tied like early in the first half against Bowling Green. JJ McCarthy threw three picks, passed for 143 yards and three interceptions against Bowling Green.
Yikes!
Texas was tied late. They were tied in the fourth quarter, or I don't know, maybe they were winning by like one score in the fourth quarter against Wyoming.
I feel like I think there might be a couple things contribute to it. Like the college football landscapes, I feel like coming a little more balanced. I
It
think it could
is.
be like NIL, like there's schools that could pay a lot of money for a guy and get him
Mm-hmm.
there, and then I think the transition to the bigger team playoffs, like guys know they like next year. I guess that might not be the case yet, but next year you don't have to be on Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, LSU to get your chance to play in the college football playoff. Like
Yeah.
there's other schools that can get a chance now.
Yeah. I think NIL for sure. Transfer portal too. Definitely the expansion. NCAA is changing fast, and
It is.
it's kind of cool to see. This I have no idea what to expect out of this year though. Like my friends asked me to like if I wanted to be in this pick'em for this week, and it's like winner take all, like $20 entry, and like I'm like I have no idea what's gonna happen this week. Like this next week slate is insane.
I know. I can't wait to talk about it next week. We could hit two real quick. Obviously, the best team in the country, Illinois, lost to Penn State. We
Oh
don't talk about Illinois very often, but I think Penn State might be for real because that Illinois team is good.
yeah, I mean yeah, if they beat Illinois in Champaign in that environment,
That environment's rowdy.
uh, Altmaier officially worried. He's just throwing the ball to the other team. But I'm a Luke Altmaier guy. We're a Luke Altmaier podcast, so
We're very pro Luke Altmaier. All of our DBs are hurt. I like that we are using we and our for Illinois football. Our next couple of
we're
weeks look pretty good for us. Like our
thank
remaining
God.
schedule isn't that crazy, so I think we can make a bowl game, which is
I
a
mean,
Super Bowl in Champaign.
yeah, we need a bowl game, and then maybe we can make it out to the bowl game this year as alums. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially as like when the podcast, like we'll take the earnings from this podcast and pay for our flights. Do maybe a live show for all our
We can give
listeners.
live show. We can maybe give away a ticket to one of our listeners to join us to watch the game with us.
It's amazing. And then Ohio State's back. The wagon is back. The offense
Back.
looked good. the line like actually gave guys holes in the run game.
Mhm.
They just threw the ball to Marvin Harrison every play for a little bit. I love doing that. Like Buka looked good. Kyle McCord looked a little confident. The defense has been
Yep.
great, but I mean,
Defense
they
was
haven't
good.
been tested yet.
Uh, I was gonna mention this. What did they play? Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky is like they were the top offense in scoring and passing yards
Yeah,
in all of college football so far this year. And they were this is where Bailey Zappi went to school and he broke the record for passing yards in a season. So I mean, they shut him down. It is Western Kentucky, but they shut him down. This next week is gonna
I'm
be mad.
I'm so excited for next week. And it's also my 2 year anniversary with my lovely girlfriend. So
Oh,
we'll
this
see if I
slate is
can
so good.
we'll see if I can maneuver my way to watch a couple of these games, but might be a difficult one. Pray for me.
Yeah, just throw
Um,
some ways out there and just don't even sweat them.
I'm gonna have to. All right, should we move to the NFL?
Um, yes, yes.
All right, I feel like we don't need to go through every game. Some of these games sucked.
Nah,
Just
yeah,
stop me when you want to talk about one. Eagles 34, Vikings 28.
nah, Dworsky, congrats.
Yep, our third
That
host
was
who's
awesome.
not here today because got a 4:45 wake up for the real job. Well, this is his first job, so for his passive income job,
Yeah,
um,
first
he's
side hustle. He has to wake up at 5.
yeah. So, but he got the exact score right. Max on Pardon My Take copied him. Max is a well known around the herd listener and just kind of took that
Yeah,
idea.
he liked Dworsky's idea.
Um,
So,
yeah,
let's
that
win
and they
that.
made Jake pronounce Tua like I made you pronounce Tua's name. So pretty much PMT rips us off. Wow, I can't speak. I'm Hank.
They do. Yeah, it's not the other way around. It's them ripping us off, not the other way around.
Yeah, everyone keeps commenting you guys are just a knockoff. Pardon my take. And I'm like, guys, no, we're not. Like they knock
Yeah,
us off. It's crazy.
so crazy.
Falcons 25, Packers 24.
Good win for the Falcons, 2-0. Arthur Smith has got a mustache. Arthur Smith has got a mustache.
He does have a mustache. I just love that the Falcons just have an identity.
It's awesome. Again,
Like that's all you kind
I'm
of
going
need.
back. I'm going back with the big brain take. I heard earlier today, which is kind of even maybe a better big brain take, but I'm sticking with the Justin Fields, and if it doesn't work out in Chicago, which we can talk about later, him in Atlanta would be electric. Like he's a better version. Desmond Ritter is not very good. He's a better version of Desmond Ritter. Even if whatever you think about Justin Fields, he's a better version of Desmond Ritter. But I also heard Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, that'd be pretty cool too. Because if
It would
Arizona,
be. And Justin Fields is from Atlanta, so that'd be cool.
yeah, exactly.
I do have kind of a takeaway that I kind of hate. I think the Packers are going to win the NFC North.
I said that
I
last week.
You said it early. I was still like high on the Lions. The Lions have kind of not like they haven't
Wow.
won me over. They haven't wowed me. They beat the Chiefs on the road. Great win, but I mean I'm not going to say anything negative about that win. But
Yeah.
they haven't
What
like
is it?
stepped on a team's throat like I thought. And the Packers are just kind of their lines are really like the trenches are good. Jordan Love's spreading the ball around. The young receivers are making plays. They're going to get Christian Watson back. They're a little nerve wracking. I hate the Packers, but they look pretty good.
Yeah, this just like part of me is just thinking like there's a hierarchy of organizations in the NFL, and it's like you're either a good organization or a bad organization, and the good organizations just they always figure out a way to win, and the bad
Yep.
organizations find out a way to lose. Um,
Bills
so
Raiders 38-10. Josh Allen's actually good at football.
yeah, I guess the Jets just have Josh Allen's number. That's kind of my big takeaway.
Here, I'll let you cook on this one. Ravens 27 in Cincinnati, Bengals 24.
I gave the Ravens as an outright winner last week on the show. I did do that. Um,
Shocker.
yeah, my big takeaway: the Ravens are good. Todd Monken offense looking great. Zay Flowers is the man. Um, the defense looking solid. They shut down Cincy. Like T Higgins kind of went off, but Jamar Chase did basically nothing. So, and that's with still a ton of DBs out. So I trust the offensive coordinator. I trust the defensive coordinator. It's pretty cool right now. Pretty cool time for the Ravens right now, and they're 2-0, and they're a game up in the division already. That's always pretty cool.
It's a great feeling. My Super Bowl team, our first Quake take, we all win Seahawks
I
37
was
in Detroit in Motor City 31 overtime. I mean, I love the Seahawks team. They they're my Super Bowl team. They're gonna win the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're good enough to win the Super Bowl. But they're gonna win the Super Bowl. That makes sense.
I,
Um,
I
I don't
agree.
know. They can't really they can't. They're missing something. Their offense doesn't look like as dynamic as it did for a couple weeks last year, and then their defensive line isn't very great. But don't let them get hot. I trust Pete Carroll. They're gonna win the Super Bowl, but they're not gonna win the Super Bowl. They're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Love it. Devin Witherspoon played. That was pretty cool.
Spoon, elite.
Um, the other thing I got in this game is the video of the dude on the Seahawks hitting Jared Goff like 10 seconds after he handed the ball off.
And celebrate.
That still had it. That was hilarious.
I saw that like right before this. That was my first time seeing it.
It's so
Amazing.
funny.
Oh,
Jared Goff
also,
is a good ball faker.
it does. College football, the Syracuse quarterback against Purdue, those fakes. Was it
Oh,
Syracuse?
he was nasty.
He did it twice. One was for a
Yeah.
touchdown, one was for like a 50-yard run that he just like he slid because he didn't want to score. And they were both he waited like 5 seconds on each of them. It was so sick.
Uh, Altmaier better be watching tape on that because Illinois got Purdue on fucking Peacock too. That's so dumb. You have to pay
Amazing.
you have to pay to watch the Illinois Purdue game.
That's how you're a real fan. That game is
Yeah,
going to be ugly.
it's not
Chiefs
great.
Chiefs in Jacksonville 17-9.
Um, Travis Kelsey back, Chris Jones back. Like the Chiefs, they're gonna get better. Jacksonville's a good team, and they beat them.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, surprise. The Chiefs are going to be good this year. Oh, it's
Yeah,
crazy. Like, that's not a bad loss for Jacksonville. The Chiefs are going to win games. This is what's going to happen. Not much to say. Trevor Lawrence didn't look very good,
he didn't.
but he'll be fine.
Yeah, it's early, but at least they're 1-1. Yeah, they're not 0-2, so that's fine.
We'll move on to probably the best game of this week. The Chicago Bears put up a hell of a fight in Tampa Bay. Everyone knows that's a really tough place to play.
Yeah,
Super hot on the
people hate
field.
going.
I
They got
got
the
a couple things to say.
yeah.
One,
Go ahead.
one. I don't know why everyone is just like there's this huge like in NFL media, everyone's like week one overreactions, like everyone's gonna overreact, but it's like making a joke of it. And
Yeah,
everyone's like, here are overreactions. Week two, it's just like you can fully overreact and it's no longer a joke. And everyone like what is really it's still so early.
yeah,
Listen, I'm right there with everyone where I'm gonna freak out right after the game. I don't think we like the Bears can give up on the season yet. One, I don't want to root for tanking because it's so. And I listen, I'm addicted to tanking. Last year
yeah.
was so much fun at the end of the year, but like I also like winning football games, and it's way
Uh,
too early. Also, looking at our schedule, we got Kansas City probably lost 0-3, but if we win, we're so back.
back.
Home against Denver, that's gonna be a tough game. Denver's kind of good, but I don't know. I don't really know what to think about Denver yet. At the Commanders, winnable. Commanders look good, but not like great. And then home versus the Vikings and home versus the Raiders. Those are
It's
all
true.
like
Yeah, they're not layups. I would say.
they're not like they should get a win here, but they're not like impossible. I mean the Kansas City games, like everyone's pretty much writing that off. But I mean, if we go through that stretch, what is that, week 7? If we are 0-7 or 1-6, then
Yeah.
I'll be in a
So
different boat and back to the let's tank.
move on to
At
next.
that point, I'm a huge Justin Fields guy. I know you are because we're both Ohio State fans, grew up Ohio State fans. But at that point, it'd be time for me. I know you've said it like going to Atlanta, he'd look awesome. I do think Justin Fields can be a good NFL quarterback. I really want it to be in Chicago. If we are 1-6 or 0-7, I will be saying let's get rid of Fields, get him somewhere he can succeed. Give me a if we get a first round back for him from like the Jets who are struggling don't have a quarterback or
Whatever the case.
The Falcons who would fucking Arthur Smith would like maybe cream his pants with Bijan, Cordell
Yeah.
Patterson,
Not a
Tyler
speed.
Algier, Justin Fields in there. Um, and if we could get like a first back for that, or something, anything back,
Whatever. Yeah,
we'd
whatever.
suck. We'd have Tyson Bagent starting for us. We would go be so bad, and I would root my Super Bowl every week would be the Bears losing and the Panthers losing. But we're not there yet. I do think this Bears team can figure it out. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I do think we'll figure it out. They won games early last year, but they didn't really get going till like that one Thursday night game. It'll happen again. That's all. I have faith that Fields is going to get some confidence back and do it. But if not, I'm on the tank. But it's too early to overreact. Sorry, that was a lot, but
No, that was. I think I agree with everything that you were saying. It is just. I mean, it is the second week of the season. Like it's literally the second week. There's 15 more games before the playoffs, so I think it's early. Um, like I was saying earlier, there's good organizations, there's bad organizations, and the bad organizations oftentimes just find ways to not be good. But it's early. They still have all the talent they walked into the beginning of the season with. They gotta figure it out. I think the thing with Justin Fields, in my opinion, I think I'm very, very close to just saying it's not gonna work in Chicago for him just because it hasn't been working and he needs like a change of scenery or just start something over again. But maybe it can because I think it's like literally just the mentality has just got to like switch on the confidence. But like if he gets it like randomly, then they can be good. So or like decent, like challenging for a wild card spot, which would be pretty cool to see. So I'm rooting
yeah, I mean
for it.
everyone's expectation for the Bears is like if they're challenging for a wild card spot, that's like where they should be. That's still
Yeah,
so possible at 0-2. Also,
it's
if
so
they beat the
possible.
Chiefs
NFC
on the
North
road
sucks.
next week, they
Yeah,
beat the Chiefs on the road this week, the entire narrative's gonna flip. It's just like let's calm down. I get it, but let's wait till like I said after that Raiders game, we
gotta
can
wait for the
reevaluate
stuff.
if we're 1-6 or 0-7.
It's over.
I
Yeah,
I'm fully on board for everything. Get rid of everyone except Ryan Poles. I'm all for it.
yeah, I agree. It's yeah. I mean, Justin Fields is obviously the most important player and he has to figure it out. He has to figure it out. But there's a lot of other people in the organization that have to figure it out too. So a lot
I
of
think
question
it's all
marks.
confidence, but I
I
think he'll
think
get there.
yeah. I think it's all confidence. I think it's all confidence for mainly every. I think it's like it's
Yeah,
mental
you're
problem
right.
for the whole organization. Like it's things that can be fixed, maybe not easily, but I feel like they can be fixed potentially. I'm not writing them off yet.
I'm with you. All right, 27 Titans, 24 Chargers. Chargers are going to charge her. That's all I got to say. They might go. They might not win a game this year, and they're going to lose everything by like 3 points.
This is what I'm saying about organizations just having some things about them. Like makes no sense. Brandon Staley has got to go. Like this is like didn't we talk in the preview? We were like, this is like the two opposite teams going against each other. Like the Titans aren't very good, but you always expect them to win the game. The Chargers, very good. You'd never expect them to win the game. And
Yeah,
exactly how we thought it was going to go is how it went.
I think our listeners can look back. I think I might have been the only one to take the Titans in that one. So for our listeners keeping track of our records, I know they are. Um, I think I got one there.
You're a Vrabel guy. Like sometimes it's as simple, Vrabel or Staley. Like it's that
Man in the
simple.
suit. Um, Giants 31, Cardinals 28. Hell of a comeback. They both suck. I it's kind of bad. This kind of goes back to what I was saying about the Bears that I'm already rooting for bad teams to like sneak out wins.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it doesn't.
subconsciously,
Yeah.
the Cardinals are so frisky that I'm just like they're gonna sneak out some wins, and fuck themselves over. But I want it to happen because the more it doesn't happen, I think the less chance it happens. I don't know if that made any sense.
No, I agree. I think that them being able to win these past 2 weeks where they've been like so close or being able to lose these past 2 weeks where they've been so close is not a good thing because they're not going to be close to a lot of games this year. Like they're not
They
even going to have
needed
a
that. They
They needed
needed
to
that
win this.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one would
And
have been so good.
regardless if you want the Bears to tank or not, like they still have the Panthers pick. So
Yeah.
it's good to root for Carolina or Arizona to win.
Yep. 49ers 30, Rams 23. 49ers are a wagon. I do think the Rams are like going to be sneaky good.
The
I'm
Rams are
pretty
good.
sure they play someone good this week.
I think I think they play the Bengals.
All right. I think they play someone good, and I think there's gonna be like a lot of money put
But
on the
yeah,
other
they
team.
play the Bengals. They play the Bengals on Monday night.
Yeah, I think people might be all over the Bengals because they're 0-2 and like a lot of pressure. There might be sneaky value on the Rams, but I don't know how that line's gonna look. So it'll be interesting to see
I don't
on
know.
our
It also
on our
depends
next
if
show.
on our next show. You got to tune in tomorrow. It also depends if Joe Burrow is healthy. We didn't really say anything, but I don't know if he'll
Yeah, we
play.
didn't.
Kind of banged up.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Cowboys boys 30, Jets
wait.
10.
For the
Oh,
Rams, I want to say Puka Nacua. That's going to be my home league fantasy winner. I bid 88 points on him last week, and I came in here and I said Puka Nacua, I need him, and I changed my team name to Nacua Fan Club, and then he dropped 30. So he's the truth. He's
what
literally
is
the
your
truth.
budget?
100. So I have
And
12. I have 12 points left.
did you know that people were gonna bid as high as that?
I
How
didn't
did
think
you settle on
I was like
88?
I went in. I don't know. I just chose 88 kind of arbitrarily, but I went in and I'm like I need because I have Cooper Cup in that league, so I'm like I
Yeah.
need Nakua, and I'm not gonna lose out on him. I almost bid 100, but I'm like you know what? Let's dial it back. No one's gonna bid over 88, so I'm like 88. Next highest was still like 50, so I'm
Jeez.
glad I went over the top, and I'm looking like
Uh,
a genius now.
you are. He's the man. I don't
Full
understand it,
point
but I just love
PPR.
it.
I
Oh
don't
Jesus.
understand it at all. Yeah, full point PPR. He dropped 30. So
I have Cup in both my fantasy leagues. I know everyone loves hearing about other people's fantasies teams. I can't wait for him to come back. Cowboys 30, Jets 10. Cowboys are a wagon. It's kind of funny. I feel like everyone's just like 49ers Cowboys look like the two wagons. Like the Eagles have completely fallen off that little like map, even though they're sitting what 2-0. Um, yeah,
it's
the
funny.
Eagles are sitting at 2-0, and everyone's just like, oh, 49ers Cowboys, that's the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I mean, because the Cowboys starting off this year is how the Eagles started off last year.
Yep,
But yeah, I'm a Dak believer. I think this is his year. Like, to change the offense. He hasn't thrown
they look
a pick yet. Like, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, they're probably going to win the game. So,
they look so good. Um, the Commies beat the Broncos 35-33 on the road. The Hail Mary was hilarious. It was also 100% pass interference in the end zone on that 2-point
yeah,
conversion. He was
yeah,
so
that's
early,
they
but I think
didn't
it's
call it.
hilarious that the Broncos are losing. Um, I
I don't,
Sean Payton. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe Sean Payton, but I feel like Sean Payton used to be so likable, and now I feel like with Russ and like the thing you said about like Hackett. I don't know.
yeah,
I feel like there's kind of like a little bit of like it's kind of hilarious him and Russ are losing.
yeah. It's kind of funny that like they're trying to like assemble these two guys who were like amazing at their jobs like 6 years ago, and it's not working. I I heard somebody say this might be from part of my take actually, but it's like Sean Payton is starting off the game offensively so well and has like such a good script, and then he's kind of just like letting it go after that and trying to show everybody like, listen, I can win, but I don't want to for whatever reason, which would be
Uh,
hilarious.
do they have a first round pick or do they get rid of that next year for Russ and him? They got rid of
I,
so many for those two. I
yeah,
just don't
I
know if
don't
they have
know.
anyone.
I don't even know anymore.
Um, Crazy. Sunday night football: Dolphins 24, Patriots 17.
um, Raheem Mostert is fast. The Dolphins are fast. Mike McDaniel is awesome and a genius, but mainly just like he's a cool dude.
He's so funny. The way he sprinted after that halftime interview
Yeah,
was
it's
hilarious.
hilarious. He's like such a nerd, but he's funny.
Yeah, and they're just schemed up so well. He's like I don't know. I don't know. I love him, so I'm gonna root for the Dolphins just because like he's
Hmm.
so great. But I feel like this could be one of those little fads where I feel like there's always like a guy who's like doing it different. Like this is gonna be a little crazy, but like Staley going for it on the fourth downs like a
I
couple
get what
years
you're saying.
ago.
Uh huh.
Everyone like he was like the media darling for a little bit, even though like it sometimes didn't work out. People like ripped on him, but it was just like
Yeah.
he's different. He was the nerd. I feel like Mike McDaniel's taking that over. He's not as like stupid or as bad, and he seems like he's the best, but I feel
Hmm.
like it's still a little too early to tell. But what he's done last year and this year has been ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely like watching a Dolphins game is just like fun.
It's so much
Tua
fun.
Tua's been good. Like,
I was about to say when he has Tua, they look so good.
yeah, as long as he has Tua, don't get yourself sacked and ragdolled anymore. But
Oh, his one throw this week was so funny.
where he just couldn't get it like 35 yard.
So, no, the one where he like threw it out of bounds, but it was like he like
Oh, but he
fell. The
fell. Yeah,
picture, so funny.
yeah. The picture that I sent.
I should have
Oh,
made that my background this week.
yeah. Maybe tomorrow's episode.
September 18th, Monday Night Football.
Oh my
Two of
god,
the ugliest games ever.
terrible.
But
Oh my
but
god.
we'll start with the early game. The Bears went 1-1 this week. They lost, so that's a loss in their win loss column. But the Panthers lost, so that's a win. So the Bears are 500.
For all intents and purposes, correct.
Couple things to say about this. Chris Olave is him. That one catch was disgusting. They need to throw him the ball more. I don't
And then
know. In the end zone, I did have him first touchdown, and he should have had it, but he got jacked up. But no, I actually think like Michael Thomas has looked good. He gets a ton of targets. They like spread the ball around like a little too
too
much.
much. I don't know. I mean, I think the Derek Carr is just like afraid to make a mistake.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it might just be because I'm rooting for the Panthers to lose. I think they like Bryce Young looks pretty good. Like he's got no help, and I think he does look like
Yeah,
he's kind of got a little moxie back there. So I do think they're going to win some games this year. And their defense is a little like frisky at times. The Saints, I don't know if I'm sold on the Saints. I think the fact that three teams in that division are 2-0 is hilarious.
it's so funny.
But right now, I honestly, it's kind of weird to say, but I feel like the Bucks have looked the best of them three, which is nuts.
I I think it's gonna be the Bucks or dude. They're all so like. How do you differentiate these 2-0
I have no
teams?
idea.
Uh, I think the
They're
Saints
all
defense
so
is like
bad, but they're
actually
good.
really good. Yeah, like they all have like very good aspects to them, but some just like not good aspects.
Yeah. The only thing about the Saints defense, they have looked so good, but they have played
Terrible
like,
teams.
yeah, they haven't been tested. So we'll see on that. But the Saints
Kamara's
just
coming
always have a
back.
good defense.
Kamara's coming back. I don't know if that like. I mean, he wasn't that good last year, but maybe he's back to his old ways. Bryce
Yeah.
Young, I think he looks fine. But that one sack where he just like barely got touched and like fell down, like that's tough. Like he is a small guy.
He was so small. Oh, also calling back to your point where you're like, good organizations are always good, bad organizations always bad. I think the Saints is more about their uniforms. When they wear the black uniforms, I think their defense is just automatically better.
But the stormtroopers are sick.
The Stormtroopers are so sick. It might just be no matter what uniform they're wearing. I just think the Saints defense will always be good. I don't know, something about their uniforms playing defense. I just like it looks good
Yeah,
to the eye.
because it's probably because of Bounty Gate, but
Probably,
yeah.
but whatever. What's the last Monday night game was? Oh God, the Pittsburgh Steelers taking a huge W versus the Cleveland Brownies, 26-22 at home. I'll let you go. I don't know what to say anything
I mean
about this game.
that's like that's classic Brown Steelers football. I feel like they just get into dogfights in one way or another. First of all, rest in peace, Nick Chubb. He's not dead, but
Oh,
like
it feels so
that
bad. I
was
love
real
Nick
tough.
Chubb.
I feel like he's so universally loved. He's probably the
Yeah,
most
I
lovable running back.
also I think one of my talk about fancy again. My one home league only calls him Chick Nub, and I just kind of it sticks in my head so much. I don't know why.
That was a brutal injury, not gonna lie.
He's had two. It's just
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Um, but I think it's talking about Russell Wilson earlier. Him and Deshaun Watson both getting insane amounts of money and being traded for multiple first round picks on top of that, and then just being ass is like something that I think that everybody else in the NFL is like laughing at and roots for. So it's fun to root against these guys.
it is. It's the amount of money they got paid and still be that bad is so funny.
It's so funny. And they gave him it all guaranteed. No, it's hilarious. Like I'm so glad it's blowing up in their face, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. He looks so. How does a quarterback get 2 face mask penalties in a game? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the
Uh,
first time I've ever seen that happen.
all right, I think that's the wrap for the games for this weekend. I don't know if you have any big takeaways. Um, I didn't think of a start bench cut. Maybe we can do it tomorrow.
Oh,
But there is one thing I want to get off my chest. I don't know if you've seen this on TikTok, but there's like this group of four. It's like a dad, a girl, and like two young. It's like a dad, a middle-aged woman, and two middle-aged dudes, and they put on headphones and they're like, "Which one's the imposter?" And I'm dancing. Like three of them have the same song, and one
I
has a
haven't.
different song. They try and point it out. I don't know why I've been seeing it on my TikTok, and I hate it.
We are not approving that trend.
It's the worst. It's like a so cringy. They do the same dance move, everything. I think it's on my Around the Herd TikTok that I see it, so it's like not my like a usual for you
Okay.
page.
Okay.
And I think that, but I like watch them all because it makes me so angry. I
Yeah.
just had to get it off my chest. I didn't know if anyone saw it. I feel like Dorsey definitely has because he's always on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to ask Dorsey about this on the next episode because I've not seen it, and hopefully, as we're talking about it now, it's probably TikTok's probably feeding it to my For You page as we speak.
Yeah,
But
we have 1 minute and 30 seconds left of our free Zoom. Yeah, anything you want to get off your chest?
Congresswoman, that girl is hot, and that was what they were doing. That was crazy, and she didn't
We
even
had to
apologize.
talk about it.
Uh, it was the
You
first
just
day.
gotta check the political parties.
I mean, I didn't know politicians looked like that nowadays, but wow. Yeah, I guess we'll end with that on a high note.
Yeah, get the boys and girls listening just a great image in their brain
I mean, it's good for
before
both parties. You know what I mean?
they.
Who doesn't
Pun
love a good
intended.
cliche? Yeah.
Amazing.
That was a good pun. I didn't even intend it.
I love it. You actually didn't intend the pun, which is hilarious. All right, well, that's a wrap on Around the Herd episode 4, 5.
Rep
Should we do what
or
the Anus podcast does and just put like large numbers on our episodes so it looks like we've been doing it for a while? Like this is
Yeah, I
episode
think
144.
yeah, or just like pick like an arbitrary number and go from there.
Just gonna do 69 every time.
Yeah,
Nice.
this is a nice 69th episode.
All right. See you, Don. We'll see you tomorrow.
Until
Bye,
next time.
everyone. Outro
Later.
music.
Drop it, producer.